What's up, guys? I know I usually do wrestling shoe videos, but today I want to switch it up and talk to you about something that I'm very passionate about. And I think it's something that can help each and every one of you. I think it can help everybody really in the whole world, but especially wrestlers, I think it can help you. And I think it's something that is not really mainstream. It's not really exposed to you guys, If you don't come across a video like this, I don't think you really even think about it. And what we want to talk, or what I want to talk to you today about, is the idea of barefoot shoes. So barefoot shoes are, as they sound, when you wear them, it's like you're barefoot. This pair here is only 6 millimeters thick, and when I wear these, if I walk across some rocks or twigs or a stick or whatever, I can feel it. Just as if I walk across it barefoot, I can feel it. Now, obviously, there is enough protection here that I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm not going to puncture my foot. But, if you step on a rock the wrong way, it could hurt a little bit. And so you're probably thinking, well, why would I want to do that to myself? Why would I want to go through pain, as it sounds like? And so here's how I think of it. Whenever you wear your really padded shoes, your Adidas, your Nike, your Asics that are super padded, memory foam, whatever it is, it's like an inch thick or whatever, you're essentially not really letting your feet be feet. You're not letting your feet send signals to your brain. Your senses, your nerves in your feet, they're not doing anything. They're in your shoes all day. It'd be like, for example, going to school, going to work, and wearing gloves on your hands the whole day. You can't really send proper signals to your brain. If you pick up something, you don't know if it's hot, if it's cold, if it's pointy, if it's soft. It's hard to tell. Maybe you can get a little bit of an idea, but your brain's guessing. If you're wearing gloves, you don't know really what it feels like. It's the same thing with shoes. You're wearing these padded shoes, and your brain's just guessing. And then, okay, so maybe you're still thinking, all right, well, why is it important that my feet can send these messages to my brain? I've gotten this far in life. Why do I need to try out these barefoot shoes? And so I look at it like this, how it can relate to wrestlers specifically. A lot of times in, preseason for wrestling, you're running at the track or whatever you're doing, but it usually involves some sort of running. And I've experienced this firsthand, and I've seen my brother experience this, but a lot of wrestlers, are getting shin splints, or they're getting knee injuries, they're getting hip injuries from running. And they're wondering why, and what they're doing to solve it is they're going out and getting these shoes made specifically for their feet with arch support and extra padding and all the bells and whistles. And all these companies are telling you, this is what's going to make you feel better, this is what's going to help you. But in reality, I think it's the exact opposite. And I'll explain why here. So what happens is when you're running, when you're wearing these padded shoes, you're taking every step and you're landing on your heel. And then you're coming down, hitting the front of your foot, and then you're extending off your toe. Next step, hitting your heel, then your toe, then extending. Every time you're hitting your heel. And the reason you're hitting your heel is because it doesn't hurt in the padded shoes. They're so padded that when you hit your heel, it feels fine. It feels like this is how I should be running. But really, it's not. And what happens is when you're hitting your jam in your heel, the impact of your step has got to go somewhere. So where's it go? Usually to your shin. It's shooting up your leg, and the impact's really like hitting in your shin. Or maybe, depending how, your leg structure, whatever, maybe it's hitting your knees, maybe it's hitting your hips. But as you're taking your steps, it's not going to hurt the very first step or the second step or the third step, but over time it adds up. Every little impact to your shin adds up. After 10 miles or whatever, then your shins start hurting because they've taken so many micro hits to them that now you have developed shin splints. And in reality, if you go out and you run in a pair of these, or you go out and you run just barefoot with nothing, you're going to see very quickly that when you run, you're going to land on the ball of your foot up here. You're going to land towards your toes, ball of your foot, and your heel's going to be off the ground when you first hit the ground. And then your heel's going to come down, and it's going to take the impact like this on your step. maybe your heel comes down and hits the ground for a split second. Maybe it comes down a millimeter off the ground, and then you're running again. Every step you're landing here, your foot's bouncing. Then you're landing here, your foot's coming down. And all that impact is getting taken right here in your heel. Your foot's bending and your heel's absorbing the impact. And so what happens is you're running, and now that impact is not getting shot up to your shin or shot up to your knee or your hip. Your foot is absorbing the impact how it's supposed to. That, like I said, if you go outside right now and you run, and you run barefoot, you're gonna land up here, because you're gonna realize, if I jam my heel in the ground, that it hurts. It's very painful to do that, and so you're not gonna do it barefoot. And so this is why it's important for those nerves to send information to your brain, because it's so confused that it thinks hitting your heel is good for you when you're running, but it's really terrible. And like I said, it's just a small thing here, but I think it will help all of you. And maybe you do try these. You go out to the track. You don't have to wear these. Like I said, you can get barefoot shoes that actually cover your foot. But maybe you go to the track and maybe you were running a 6-minute mile. Now your time's an 8-minute mile. And you think, oh, this is terrible, my time went down. But really, you're finally working those muscles and those nerves in your feet. And you're just like, if you go to school or whatever, you work your brain, you're going to get smarter. You work these muscles in your feet that haven't been worked, in 10 years or however long it's been. You're going to get stronger. Your ankles are going to get stronger. Your feet in general are going to get stronger. You're going to develop quicker reactions to like your feet. And before you know it, if you spent a whole summer doing this, you could go out and you could run across gravel and it wouldn't even hurt. Your feet would build up the tolerance. Your nerves would figure out, how do I step on this? How do I quickly adjust my step to make it not hurt? And like I said, we don't have to live in the wilderness. We have shoes now. So it's not about, the idea that I need to go out and run across gravel, but it is the idea that you're going to build up and you're going to strengthen these muscles that we've been denying our whole lives, because we haven't given them the chance to use them how they're supposed to. And just in wrestling, any type of muscle you build up is good muscle. So if you can build up strength in your ankles, your feet, build up these nerves that you've never used, essentially avoid any shin splints, avoid knee problems, avoid hip problems. It's only going to benefit you. I'll show you this other pair here. This pair is actually 10 millimeters thick, so it's a little bit thicker. These are just sandals that I wear in the summer, but like I said, they do make shoes for training. And these are these are Zero Shoes are the brand. Zero Shoes is not, sponsoring this video or anything. It's just the brand that I like, the brand I use. Based out of Colorado, so they're an American brand, which is why I like them a lot. They last forever. These shoes have like a 5,000 mile guarantee on them, which essentially is just like a lifetime guarantee. But like I said, give it a shot. Even if you hate it, you can go back to how you're doing it now. But it can only benefit you. It can only strengthen you, and it can help you avoid shin splints. It can help you avoid knee problems, hip problems. Just real quick before the video is done, they did studies on people who had, extensive knee problems, hip problems for their whole lives, 40 years, 40, 50 years, and nothing worked. They tried all these padded shoes, everything. They went to physical therapy. They done everything you could, and nothing helped. And then they tried barefoot for a month. And what do you know? No more knee problems, no more hip problems for the first time in 50 years. All because, what they're telling you, not the doctors, but shoe companies and certain doctors, yeah, they tell you need these padded shoes. It's going to fix these problems. And it's the exact opposite. If you just let your body tell your brain and react like how your body wants to, it will fix these problems. People that had, plantar fasciitis in their feet with the ligaments, they tried everything to fix it. Nothing helps. They go barefoot. for a week or two, and next thing you know, the pain's relieved, and over time it's gone. They don't have it anymore. So that's pretty much it. That's why I wanted to talk to you guys today about. Like I said, check out Xero Shoes here. That's Xero with an X, so Xero Shoes. They didn't sponsor it though. It's just my favorite brand. And like I said, even if you don't really decide to do it, maybe you took something from this video. I hope you guys could at least give it a try. It can only benefit you. All right, thank you.